Good morning. I was out walking around in my garden this morning and Duke, come on now. Anyway, it's time to hill my potatoes again. So I figured I would take you guys along and talk to you about potatoes. I'm growing 4 kinds. I don't have a huge garden. I have a vegetable garden that feeds my pantry and that's it. But in containers, 2 big containers, I'm growing sweet potatoes and they are so happy. They are going bananas. I can't keep them contained. I've hilled them all the way to the top of the container and I can't get any more in the pot, and the vines just keep growing and growing, and the vines are really pretty and they're just bushing out and taking off all over the place. So I know they're happy. The thing about sweet potatoes is you plant those from slips, which are like little cuttings of the plant that's rooted, and you put them in the dirt. The other thing about sweet potatoes is I don't like to use their dirt for anything else in the garden. I will reuse the dirt for sweet potatoes, but they grow from these hair-like roots that spread en masse. So if you take sweet potato dirt, mix it into your compost, you're going to start growing sweet potatoes all over the compost. If you mix it into the rest of your garden bed, the sweet potato roots will take over and start choking other things out. So I grow them in containers, dump the containers out, get the sweet potatoes out when they're ready to harvest, and then put that dirt back into those containers with some compost or whatever I need to boost the soil with, and then I'll reuse it the next year. But I don't mix it in with everything else. Now the other potatoes, I have little seedling potatoes, the little new potatoes that are sprouting, and purple potatoes, Yukon Gold potatoes, and then I just had some russet potatoes that were sprouting in my kitchen. So instead of throwing those into my compost, I just planted them. So I have 3 different kinds, and I paid no attention to where I planted them in my little potato bed. So I planted them I have no idea which potato I'm going to pull out of which spot when the time comes, but they all grow about the same. But I didn't plant them in the ground, and I did not plant them in containers. I had a bed ready that I wanted to put them in, and I'll show pictures of all of that. And then I put the potatoes where I wanted them to be, and then I covered them with a thick layer of straw. And as they sprouted and started growing through the straw, I would put more straw on, because the potato is going to grow taller, and the more you build up around the potato stalk of the plant with dirt or compost, in this instance I'm using straw, the more potatoes will produce, and they'll just keep getting taller, and the potatoes will keep expanding underneath the ground or under whatever you have them planted in. And mine have just shot up about 8 inches in the last 3 days. So I bought some more straw yesterday because I was out, and I'm about to hill them again today, which I'll take a little video of and add to this. But I'm super excited. Now, I'm not excited because I'm nosy, and before they started sprouting really well, I wanted to make sure that they were doing okay. So I dug under the straw to make sure that they were rooting and starting to sprout, and then I put it back. But while I was doing that, I've encountered snakes under that straw more than one time, which ended my gardening day on more than one occasion, because me and snakes aren't friends. We're not going to snuggle ever. They can try to be my friend, and they're probably a good snake variety, but they're not my friend, and I don't want to touch them. Yuck. Anyway, so I know when it's time to harvest the potatoes, I'm gonna have to deal with being very careful. I might even remove 1 little piece of straw at a time just to make sure I'm not reaching in there and picking up a snake and giving myself a heart attack. But I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have a fantastic harvest when it's time. So I'll keep you posted on that. I'll do videos of when it's harvest time for both the sweet potatoes and the other potatoes. But today, when I hill them, it's hilling because you're supposed to make big mounds of dirt, but I'm using straw because it is way easier than having to dig through mounds of dirt. You'll see I always have dirt under my fingernails. It's because I'm always in the garden. I do wash my hands before I cook. But anyway, I'm excited. And I'm also seeing blossoms all over my tomato plants, which hasn't happened yet this year. It's the end of June. We planted from seed, most of them, and they are in mass, 27 plants. So when they do start popping off, I'm gonna just have a ton of tomatoes to can, and that's exactly what I wanted. I'm really excited about it. I might share tomatoes with people. I really don't want to. Ask me that again when we see how many are coming off. So anyway, have a great day. Okay, here's one of my sweet potato containers, which is enormous. You can't quite tell, but the 2 of these together are probably the size of my car. And then here in this bed is where I have all my other potatoes planted, and I have already hilled them a couple of times with straw that's now packed down and it's growing. This bed's probably 25 to 30 feet long, has a lot of plants in it. And then here's my bale of hay we're about to break open, so let's get into it. Okay, so before it gets too hot today, I'm going to do the potato hilling. So changed out of my cute dress that I like to wear around the house and put on some decent clothes. So I'm gonna set the camera aside, do this, and I'll probably do a voiceover explaining what I'm doing. There's a puppy back there somewhere screaming at me, so okay, here we go. All right, here we go. I'm just gonna bust open this bale of straw and you'll see me fluff it out because it comes really compact and it's very dusty and dry, which is what we want. It's going to act as mulch and keep the water retained in there. It's going to keep the sunlight off of the potatoes themselves so that they don't create solanine. And it's going to create a very easy environment for me to harvest the potatoes out of. I sped this video up so you don't have to watch all 5 minutes of me, but it literally took 5 minutes to do this entire bed, is how easy it was. I really want to encourage you, maybe go over to my channel and watch my short video. It's about a minute and a half long of my ragtag garden where you get to see the whole thing. But this is not expensive. This does not take an inordinate amount of time. And for the harvest that you'll get at the end, to be able to feed your family and to be able to get outside and get some fresh air. And I love it. I can't say enough good things about vegetable gardening. Some people like to do flowers, and that's fine, they're pretty, but I find that all of my vegetables create their own flowers, which are pretty in and of themselves. But at the end of it all, we get to eat what we make, and it is well worth it. So this is almost finished, and then I'll show you what it looks like after. Haha, fooled you. I thought of one more thing I wanted to say. And discussing how much I like gardening, I forgot to tell you that I am putting this hay all the way up the bottom of the plant so that just the top few inches are sticking out. It will grow past that and continue to root off at the bottom. So take it as high as you can take it and still leave some leaves sticking out the top. And there you go. It's been about 5 minutes. It's a little dusty and a little sweaty, but we're good now. They can keep growing. So here you can see the bed is now mostly straw with some little green peeking out of the top. They look like baby plants again instead of all arms and legs. And that's what we want. They'll make all those potatoes under the straw. Have a great day.